Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. This is the 7th of July 2023 and this is the market forecast. So last week I wasn't feeling so well, so I didn't trade actively even though I tried to take a few trades. But the main trade I had mentioned the previous week, I took it and that was the trade that actually brought profit for me. Most of the other trades I took within the week actually made losses. But that main trade I had mentioned the previous week made more profit than, in fact, let's just say that's why I put in more resources. So at the end of the week, we came out profitable. So that trade was, if you go back and watch that video, I was talking about this currency pair, the SP500. So you can watch that previous video where I talked about it. And I said I was expecting some kind of pullback, then that I was going to buy into that pullback. That actually happened on the 5th. So that happened on the 5th, and I took that. So let's just look at what happened exactly on that day. Let me take this to the hourly chart. I'll also just show you the trades briefly. I'll try not to keep the video too long because this video, of course, is for the coming week. I just want to show us that video so we have like a reference point of what happened. I put it on the hourly chart. So this is where the week started. This on Monday there was a holiday, so most of the week the market went sideways. On Tuesday was 4th of July, so the market also went mostly sideways. It just moved a little bit during the evening. Okay, no, it's mostly sideways also on that day. But on the 5th of July, this, if you notice, this was the level where I marked, where you see the white line. So that was where I actually entered. So when the market pulled down towards that area, I took a buy, and it's shortly after rallied up and I closed the trades. So that was the trade of the week. So let me just show this to you in the history. Okay, I was in fact I took a lot of those trades. So these are those trades. So you can see buy, 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 buy. I was still getting used to how the lot size works. So I think this is going to be a pair that I think in the coming week I'm going to probably be trading it quite often because I'm still looking at it, but it looks like the S&P 500 is also called the Dow Jones 500. Is the averaging of the 500 best companies in the United States. So it's kind of a pair that it's almost like the Euro USD. There's some kind of clarity in the way it moves. So I'm still studying it, and I think it has prospects. So some of the other trades I took, most of them were actually, in fact, all of them, I think all of them were probably losses, was on the pound USD. They were just little losses, $3, $1, $6, $5. So at the end of the week you can see that trade from the S&P covered for all of that. Okay, so that was last week. So getting into this week's trade, I am looking at also still buying on the S&P 500. The reason is this: I put the daily chart, and of course on the daily chart the trend of this pair has been bullish. You can see it has just been going up. So with that in mind, I just simply drew a Fibonacci from the lowest point to the highest point, And if you notice what has happened so far, this is like a daily pullback, and the pullback, it almost got to the 61.8 level, and in fact it got close to it. That was some bounce back it had. It pulled back to the 23.6, bounce back, fell some more to 38.50, almost got into, then pulled back again. So Friday ended like a doji. So I am thinking that, okay, in the coming week, maybe it may still get back to this 1.8, but I intend that my stop will just be a little bit below the 61.8 level, while I, within the week, try to buy. So maybe even starting from tomorrow, I may just take a buy on it, because this doji, um, we may just have the next day buy confirmation and another day following buy for that. So that's the pair I'm looking at concentrating on this week. Now, the next pair I'm looking at, in fact, I think um, the euro was one of the pairs I made a loss on last week. I made some profit on it, and I also made some loss. Um, okay, no. I think all the trades I took on it were actually losses on the euro. Now, I had an opportunity to take it for a sell. I think I actually did and made some money on it. I think I did. I'm not so sure. But what happened was that the movement was so fast. The moment on this was Friday, this was Thursday. On Thursday, it made a new low on Thursday, this particular day. So when it made that new low, this to me that was an opportunity to sell. So it made a new low, went back up, pulled back. So I was like, okay, the day was almost ending, and I was like, okay, I think maybe the selling will happen tomorrow. But that was not what happened. On the same day, it came back, made another new low, then turned back and still ended as a buy. Looking at it on daily, you may not see that, but if we go to 4 hours, so I think I actually missed that sell. Yeah, let's look at that day. Yes, so if you look at it, you can see it on the 4 hours. On the earlier on in the day, it made a new low, then pulled right up back. So this is where I was supposed to sell, but I was reluctant. I entered in for a small sell, closed it back. I was just reluctant about it. Then on that same day, it just came right back down, made a new low, then turned right back up. So like multiple movement. That Thursday was very volatile. So on Friday, I was thinking, oh, we may still have a chance for that sell. But on Friday, the market broke out up. So that was that. So I'm thinking, I've looked at a number of euro pairs this week, like the euro card, the euro odd, and they all seem to be pointing towards being bullish. So I'm thinking that for the euro this week, for the euro USD, that's a pair that I'll be looking at probably buying. Even though this move that happened on Friday has put um, euro USD again on this correction sideways kind of market movement. So we may just have another fall back into the zone again, or fall lower and bounce. So we're not sure about that. However, this particular movement upwards that happened, I am going to be looking at actually buying on it. The reason why I'm looking at actually buying on it is because the movement upward, like this up, down, up, I'm thinking that this is like a wave 1, wave 2, and this is a wave 3 in progress. So if that is it, it means that we'll probably still have maybe a little pullback, then a rally upward. It may not be so much pips, but it will be some pips. So that's one thinking. The second thinking is that this is a zigzag. You have a zigzag, that's one direction down like a zigzag. Now the thing about a zigzag is that a zigzag has impulse, correction, impulse. So for the impulse move, this means that this is the impulse move. I have been looking at this impulse move at a microscopic level. And what I observed about this impulse move starting from here, we're looking at this impulse move as starting from here. So this is like a wave one, a wave one, wave two, this movement being like a wave two, then this like a wave three. So we have to have like a wave four pulling back down, So when it pulls back down, rallies up again, then you buy. So I'm really looking at taking advantage of this buy. When that pullback happens, if it happens, I'm looking at taking advantage of that as a buy massively this week. This week, since I told you my goal initially was to build the account just a little bit above the ground. Then once I build the account to that point, I'll start trading the account more aggressively. So I think that more aggressive trade is going to starting this week because at least now I've got gathered some profit on the account, so I can now take risk on the profit instead of taking risk on my capital. So I'm going to be risking on my profit but aggressively. So that's what I'm going to be doing. That's what I look at doing this week. Hopefully, probably doubling the profit I've made so far altogether. So generally, yeah, Euro USD appears bullish as of now, even though this is still like a sideways movement. For GU is also in a bullish way. Finally, we have a clearer pattern to see on GU in the sense that on the daily we have up, down, up, down, and up, and now it has made a new high. So now it has made a new high. We may expect some pullback, then probably a continuation of that rally. We'll see how that plays out. I would like to see more buys for GU. This week may just be the starting of another probably bullish movement for GU. We'll see how that plays out. But my bias this week is number one, SP 500. I'm going to probably be looking at buying. Then for the euro, pairs with euro as the primary currency, I'll be looking at buying. I hope this focus has been helpful. If you have questions, drop it in the comment section, and I will see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.